Nothing says, I care about you, like remembering someone's name. Seems pretty basic, but I know tons of people who are just like, oh gosh, I'm so bad with names. And, you can go right ahead and be bad with names, but I'll tell you what, if you can remember people's names, it almost instantly creates a connection with that person. People feel loved, people feel honored, seen, and it helps bring people into your confidence and helps you get more out of the interactions with them. So in this video, I am going to share 3 tricks for remembering people's names when you're learning them for the first time, and one sneaky little trick that I like to use when I have forgotten and I don't want to just say, oh, I forgot your name. And I'll talk about why I think that's a really poor strategy when I get to that part. So first things first. Tip 1. When someone is introduced to you or you ask someone's name for the first time, the very first thing you should do is casually, naturally repeat that person's name. So someone introduces you, hey, this is my friend Jennifer. Oh, hey, Jennifer, it's nice to meet you. Ideally, in the course of the interaction that you have with this person, this first interaction, you will use their name at least 3 times. Oh, hey, Jennifer, it's really nice to meet you. Time goes on. Jennifer, what do you think about that? Oh my gosh, Jennifer, you are so funny. Oh, you know what, Jennifer? I gotta go, but it was super nice meeting you. It's really easy to slip someone's name in 3 times. And you might think that you look a little bit crazy, and maybe you do a little bit, but studies show that everyone's favorite word is their name. So they're going to love hearing it. Chances are it will be somewhat subliminal to them, and it will serve to reinforce your memory of that person. Okay, first tip, say someone's name at least 3 times the first time you meet them. Second tip, and this is especially good if you're a visual learner. In that first encounter with a person, perhaps as you're saying their name for the first time, take a mental picture. Imagine yourself taking a screenshot with your mind of that person's face. So, hey, this is my friend Bushra. Oh, hey, Bushra. Picture. And for my visual learners, see their name written. Doesn't matter if you're spelling it right. They're not going to know if you're spelling their name wrong. You're just saying words. Spell their name however you make sense to you below the picture so that you can really see the name. Snapshot. That's my second tip. If you're more of a kinesthetic learner, here's my third trick, including a light, friendly touch. I personally am a huge fan of the sort of casual shoulder tap, like, oh, Jennifer, it was super nice meeting you. Now, if touching's not appropriate, please don't do it. You got to read the room, okay? Like, I'm especially talking to you out there, men. Like, do not use my advice on this topic as an excuse to inappropriately touch people, okay? Thanks. But, like in the good old days before coronavirus, we used to shake people's hands, like in a business setting. You might shake someone's hand. That's a great time to be like, Bushra, nice to meet you. Touching, saying, remembering, snapshotting. Now we're like living super casual, super hip, also trying not to get germs on each other. So we're doing our fist bumps. That's another appropriate time. Hey, Bob, it was super nice meeting you. This is a technique in neurolinguistic programming called anchoring, and it can really help. If you feel like, ooh, this is going to be a tough one, throwing that in can really make the difference. So we've got 3 things that I just recommended. Repeating someone's name at least 3 times in the course of the conversation that you're having with them. Taking a mental snapshot and even writing the name of the person on the bottom of that mental snapshot. Telling yourself, this is their name. And the third one is making some light, friendly physical contact. Okay, those are my 3 tips for remembering people's names. You got this. You're never going to say you're bad at remembering names ever again. I know it. So, but inevitably it happens that we're all doing our best and someone just like slips through the cracks. And you don't know if it's because they have a really common name or because they have a really exotic name that you've never heard before, or because that person didn't make a very big impression on you, or because you forgot to do the 3 things that I just told you to do, so it slipped through your mind. I find that one of the most like, ugh, cringy ways to get someone's name from them is to be like, oh my God, I totally forgot your name. What is it? And this is bad for the number one reason of no one likes to hear, I forgot you. So even though you're like trying to do something nice of being like, oh my goodness, I'm an idiot, I forgot your name, and like making an effort to learn it, it's not a good look to say, I forgot you. So I recommend never doing that. What I like to do when I've forgotten someone's name is guess. That's right. When I have forgotten someone's name, I will approach that person and be like, oh, hey, what's up, Jody? And then I read that person's face for whether Jody was right. Sometimes you can see, it's usually pretty obvious if you said someone's name wrong, and then you can be like, oh my gosh, it's not Jody. Remind me? Remind me is way better than I forgot you. So, usually you can tell if you've said someone's name wrong by like, they will like squint or purse their lips or kind of move back. You will notice and maybe even more feel than see the like upset that you've caused that person. Don't be worried. Just go with it. Just roll. Part of being super confident about stuff is just rolling. So like, hey, Jody. Oh, it's not Jody. Remind me. And then that person will say, sometimes if you're really lucky and you're dealing with a super kind and considerate person who doesn't want to take everything personally, you will say like, oh, what's up, Jody? And they'll be like, it's Jessica. And they'll just give it to you and they're like, oh, Jessica, that's right. And if you want, you can make up a little story like, oh, you just look so much like my friend Jody. Doesn't matter if you actually have a friend Jody, but that can help to like smooth over the awkwardness. And then once that person has said, actually, it's Jennifer, you can be like, Jennifer, mental snapshot, touch on the shoulder. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you again, Jennifer. Getting it in there because nothing is more embarrassing than having to do that twice. If you feel like you can't just like throw it out there and you like know that you're going to be not remembering it, you can also use this technique and say like, oh, hey, how's it going? Have your little stop and chat, and then you realize like, oh my God, I'm actually having a great conversation with this person and I hope I do again, but I should know their name, but I don't. You can then throw in it's Mike, right? And then they're like, no, it's Mark. You're like, oh, right, Mark. I also find that just like guessing, you're often pretty close. And sometimes you're right. And so if you're like, it's Mark, right? And they're like, yeah, Mark. And then you're like, oh, awesome, totally knew it. Like, just keep moving, just keep rolling. That's the best you can do. I hope you've learned a little something. I hope this seems useful to you. And I hope that you never have to have the embarrassing, I forgot you and your name conversation with anyone ever again in your life. Laila from confidenceartist.com. You can contact me at Laila@confidenceartist.com. Check out my website, confidenceartist.com, for more about the coaching and other work that I do with awesome people like you.